When I walked into that restaurant on a Saturday afternoon, the sky was turning colors. The last rays of sunlight slanted across the shiny black granite floor, reflecting like a mirror, making my worn high heels, worn since this morning's meeting, glitter. My name is Jordan Harris, a Black woman, a CFO, a single mother, someone who once believed that if she was skilled enough, strong enough, skin color would no longer matter. But that day, what happened tore that belief apart with a thin, sharp blade. The restaurant was called Le Blanc, a pristine white building with floor-to-ceiling glass windows, sheer curtains swaying in the air-conditioning breeze. Inside, the soft piano music blended with the clinking of plates and glasses. The aroma of grilled meat with wine sauce filled the air, enough to make anyone feel welcomed. But not me. I had a reservation, called 3 times to confirm. Yet when I stood at the reception desk in my fitted navy business dress, my curly hair neatly pinned up, the white receptionist's gaze swept over me like I'd just stepped in off the street with a plastic bag. She didn't smile, didn't ask my name. She just frowned and coldly said, "We don't think you'll feel comfortable here. Our guests prefer a more private, upscale atmosphere." I was stunned. In that moment, I no longer heard the music, only my heartbeat, slowing then racing. "Excuse me, I made a reservation 3 days ago. The name is Jordan Harris," I said, trying to stay calm. She still didn't look at me. She typed on the computer, shook her head. "There's no such name in the system." Behind me, a white couple walked in. The man wore a polo shirt, jeans, flip-flops. The woman had messy hair, giggling softly. The receptionist immediately smiled, nodded politely, and led them to a table by the window. I stood there like a ghost, invisible. I turned and walked away, not because I couldn't claim my rights, but because I knew if I argued, if I raised my voice, I would be the angry Black woman. If I cried, I would be weak. I was too familiar with the painful choices women like me always face. But this time, the pain didn't explode out. It was like a cold stone pressing down on my heart, forcing silence. I felt each rapid breath, the tears almost spilling but held back. I remembered the first time I faced discrimination in high school, when the teacher singled me out for not looking like the other white kids. I remembered the judgmental stares at the bank when I opened my first account. I remembered colleagues avoiding me, underestimating me at work despite being the best. That hurt wasn't new. It stretched on like invisible cords tightening around me, yet I stood tall. Because I knew this world wasn't ready to hear voices like mine. And I had to keep living, even if my heart hurt every day. That night, I told my daughter Malika, she's 14, smart and sensitive. She looked at me silently, then gently hugged me. "Mom, you did nothing wrong," she said, and at that moment I decided, I will not stay silent. 2 weeks later, I returned to that restaurant. This time I wasn't alone. I came with a lawyer and representatives from the investment company I had just acquired, the parent company that owns the Le Blanc chain. The merger happened within days. I was part of that deal, not for revenge, but for justice, because no one else would do it if I didn't. The receptionist was still the same girl. When I walked in, she recognized me, this time not cold, but fearful. I just looked at her without saying a word. The restaurant manager rushed out to greet me, reciting the scripted apology written in the PR training handbook. I didn't need to hear it. I didn't fire anyone. I didn't shut down the restaurant. But I changed the hiring process. I organized training on implicit racial bias. I started with the smallest things many people think don't matter. But from those things, injustice is born. A month later, I came back to Le Blanc, this time to dine with my daughter. Malika wore a white dress, her hair braided on both sides, her eyes shining brightly. When the staff pulled out chairs for us, I saw the eyes around us. A different look. No longer contempt or curiosity, but recognition. Recognition that things had changed. I don't tell this story to be the main character. I tell it because I know there are thousands of women like me. Women without ownership of a restaurant chain. Women who get rejected, ignored, and dismissed every day. They cannot shout, but they are living, trying, continuing. And every time they stay silent out of fear, it allows injustice to persist. Luxury is not in white curtains, crystal glasses, or expensive menus. It lies in how we treat each other, with dignity, with respect, with justice. If you have ever been turned away, judged by your skin instead of your heart, know you are not alone. Tell your story. Speak up, because every story is a brick building a fairer world. Thank you for listening. If this story touched you, please share it. Let those who are silent know they have allies. And if you want to join me in telling more stories like this, please subscribe, like, and share. We have much to say, and it's time. No one is forced to stay silent anymore.